This is one of the earliest issues of the Forverts, or the Jewish Daily Forward as it's known in English, a Yiddish daily newspaper founded in 1897 and published in New York City. The successor to the Arbeiterzeitung, the Forverts was a product of the growing Jewish Union movement and had a socialist orientation politically. Although relatively stable, the paper's first few years were marked by political infighting and were notable for the ouster of co-founder Abraham Kahan, who would return as editor-in-chief in 1901 and ultimately lead the Forverts to become the largest and most successful Yiddish newspaper in history. The Forverts was an assiduous promoter of democratic socialism and also of the trade union movement. To that end, it published a great deal on the value of socialism, but it also taught Yiddish-speaking immigrants how to handle life in their new country. It explained to them a wide variety of matter, such as how to vote, how to buy insurance, or how to walk the streets without getting pickpocketed. All kinds of seemingly simple matters that confronted them when they arrived in unfamiliar surroundings. The Forverts taught new immigrants about leisure. They explained things to them like how to play baseball, and also gave their readers advice about their love lives and other personal issues they might encounter. The paper also became a home for Yiddish literature and poetry. One could find some of the best prose Yiddish authors had to offer, as well as the trashiest novels, all serialized in weekly installments. Yiddish theater reviews were a common feature, as was a column called The People's University, which offered articles on basic science and history topics to working-class readers who never had the opportunity to finish school. In short, the Forverts provided a universe of information to its readers, from current events and issues to the Yiddish comics. The incredible breadth of content they offered was part of the reason it became the most popular Yiddish paper, with upwards of 1 million readers daily by the 1920s. The front page of the early issue we see here was printed just about a month after the Forverts began to appear in late April of 1897. At this early stage, the paper was far smaller than it would become, but it's still interesting to note its contents. The first page is full of advertisements, from a Yiddish translation of Don Quixote to a photo studio to a law firm claiming to be able to collect any debt from any party. The table of contents in the center tells us what's inside, among which we find labor movement news, a story about Yom Kippur, a political column by famed radical Morris Winchevsky, an article on Karl Marx's political economy, and a humorous story called Schmerl's Will, among others. As Eastern European Jews arrived in large numbers during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Yiddish newspapers became an invaluable media venue for immigrants who needed a broad variety of information in their own language. The Forverts was one of the great providers of that information and was indispensable to immigrants trying to acclimate to their new lives in America.